May the 4th be with you. If you haven't seen this tool before, this tool is going to blow your mind. Okay, it's going to blow your mind, and it's going to open up a whole new world of wine to you. The nose on this guy is something else. I'm going to tell you that. This is kind of like, you know, what is under Darth Vader's mask or cloak. It's very mysterious. Baco Noir, Marechal Foch. Maestro just corrected me on the pronunciation. I've been saying Foch, but it's Foch. Foch. Marechal Foch. Velvet glove. Darth Vader's touch. This will be an interesting episode. Welcome back to Wine and Whiskey with Steve, and we're here for our first Wine Wednesday. We are Wednesday, May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. We got a jam-packed night tonight, guys. Jam-packed night. We got the Toronto Maple Leafs playing in the second game of their playoffs against the Tampa Bay Lightning. So we're hoping for a successful outcome tonight. And you know, I just came back from a 10K run. Well, not just came back. It's been a few hours since we came back from the run. So I'm a little bit parched. I'm a little bit thirsty. I want to sit down and I want to watch the game. Don't really have much time today to do a nice big meal. So we're just going to have a little bit of cheese and some charcuterie, a little bit of bread and crackers, some jam, some preserves, stuff like that, nice and small. And it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday, right? We're not at Friday yet. So Wednesday, midpoint in the week. I have these two bottles, okay? I got one white. This guy is Bordeaux, obviously from France. And I got a bottle of red over here, Vieni. I don't want to crack both of these bottles today, okay? Because I got to go to work tomorrow, and so I'm looking forward to the weekend. But I want to have a little sip of something with the game tonight. Okay, so how are we going to do that? How are we going to open these bottles? How are we going to get wine out of these bottles without opening them? Right? You have any tips there, Maestro? Do we have any suggestions from Luke Skywalker, from Darth Vader? Anyone out there watching right now? Please write in the comments below. Any plan to get some of the divine liquid from these bottles into our lonely empty glasses over here? Luckily, got a solution, right? Got a solution. So enter this man here. I hope that when you're seeing this guy here, you've seen him before. If you haven't seen this tool before, this tool is going to blow your mind. Okay, it's going to blow your mind, and it's going to open up a whole new world of wine to you. So this guy is called the Coravin, and I'm just going to say I recommend this tool to every single individual out there. If you have any type of a small library of wine, 50 bottles in the house, okay, a little bit more, a little bit less, and you don't like opening a bottle a night, because then it oxidizes, it goes bad if you don't drink it in time. You can always vacuum. So I could open this guy, I could vacuum him, put him in the fridge, and vacuum pump. Hope you guys are familiar with Vacuvin, and he'll stay good for 4 days or so. It depends on the quality of the wine, whether it's red or it's white, it's bubbly, sparkling. Lots of factors that come into play. But if you have a bottle and you only want to take a sip of it, and you want to make sure that it maintains its integrity, then this is your device that you want to use. Okay, so now why did I choose these bottles here? Well, because I wanted to have a little bit of white with some goat cheese, and I wanted to have my red guy with some of the capicolo and some of the roast beef cold cuts. And as I said, I don't want to open the bottle and have it go to waste. I just want a little bit of each as I'm watching the game. And also in terms of getting like a bottle like this guy here, I got this from Vieni Estate Winery when I went to go visit. So I only have 2 bottles of this guy. It's not easy to get. I have to go drive a couple of hours, and so it's not like I have a whole bunch in the cellar. And this guy over here, this was just released in the past vintages. that came out a couple of weeks ago. So eventually he's going to run out from the LCBO. Again, not expensive. Both of these guys are like only $20 bottles. Okay, but once he's gone from the LCBO, then I won't be able to buy anymore. So I just want to see what's he tasting like. Okay, do I like him? Do I buy more? No. So I'm going to start with Luke Skywalker first. Okay, so I'm going to put Darth Vader over here, and we'll take Luke. And so how this guy is going to work, he's got a little needle over here, and the needles that come with the Coravin, well, you can purchase them in 3 different diameters. Okay, and if I show you on the camera right now like this, you're not going to be able to tell the difference between them because they're so thin and the diameter is so small. So the 3 categories that they have, one is a vintage pour. So that's going to be your smallest diameter, and that's going to be used to go through the foil, puncture the cork, so that we can access some wine. Now, the vintage needle is smaller in diameter. It's going to displace a little bit less fluid, and it's meant to be used on corks that are older in age because they're more fragile and they may have dried out over time. So we want to make sure that we keep the integrity of the cork intact. But it is going to give you a little bit of a smaller pour when you access. Then you have your regular pour, okay, and then you have a fast pour. Okay, so the fast pour is obviously going to give you the most liquid for each depression of gas that goes into the bottle. So this is your guy here. So I put the vintage needle on him just because my vintage needle is a new needle and the other guys have been used for a number of years. I've had this Coravin. This is the Model 1 Coravin. This is a collector's item. Okay, this came out back in 2000. I think it came onto the market in 2011, and I've had this since 2011, 2012-ish. I think, yeah. I Coravined my first bottle back in 2012. It was a Chateau Neuf de Pape, and it stayed intact for 2 years. 2 years on the side, temperature controlled, wine fridge. It stayed for 2 years intact. No discoloration. Beautiful. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So I'm going to take you through how to use him, what he does. So pretty much the first thing you want to do with your Coravin is you need to make sure that what you're puncturing is real cork. Okay, because this guy will not work with artificial cork. Okay, he won't work with synthetic cork. He works with composite corks, he works with natural corks, but no plastic, okay, or no screw cap. You definitely don't want to be putting this guy into a screw cap. You're gonna have to replace your needles. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take my little foil cutter over here and I'm gonna take off Mr. Sichel from Bordeaux. This guy is 50% Semillon and 50% Sauvignon Blanc. I think they see about 20% of the fermentation takes place in oak and then 80% in vat. Okay, awesome. So beautiful. It's off. You can see 2019. We have real cork. Okay, nice. So now that that's done, this is your Coravin. So inside here, there's a little gas canister. Okay, and these gas canisters, I've been recording the usage of them ever since I got this back in 2012. Okay, and right now I'm up to about 130 depresses. Each time you press this guy, argon gas is going to go into the wine bottle, and at the same time that the argon gas goes in, wine is going to be poured into the glass. Okay, and it's about 1 ounce per depression. Okay, and I get about 130 presses, so about 130 ounces of wine, and that's a lot, right? Because in a bottle you have 24 ounces. Okay, so 5, that's 120, 520, right? So a decent 5 bottles of wine, right? With just 1 canister. The little gas canisters in here, back in the day, they used to be more expensive than they are now. They actually used to be about $12 to $15. Now you can pick them up for about $5 when Coravin has their sales. Okay, so watch out for those sales. A system like this, a couple $100. Back in the day when I got this in 2012, this guy was about $400. Okay, so now only about $200 for this old Model 1. Definitely worth it. Now they have these crazy Bluetooth ones. They're like $1,000. They tell you how much gas is left in them. It's crazy. Coravin, you want to send me one? Feel free. But anyways, I'm happy with my Model 1. I'm a simple guy, very humble, and this does its job. I don't need anything fancy. Okay, so what you want to do is just make sure that this guy's nice and tight. Okay, your needle here screws on and off very simply. Okay, so you just make sure you screw them in nice and tight. I have some tips to show you that will save your argon gas and get the most efficiency from your tube. Okay, so he's in. Okay, so the first thing that we want to do with our Coravin is we want to blow into the nozzle here. Okay, so the wine's going to come out of here. We just want to make sure that we have a clear pathway from the nozzle through the needle. Okay, and you'll hear air going through, so we have a nice clear passageway. And get our nice glass here. So the next thing we're going to do is just we're going to put this on top like this. We're going to open the levers, and then we're going to put it just like that. Okay, so it's standing on the bottle. Now what we're going to do is we're going to push down, and the needle is going to puncture the cork, and then you're going to see the needle in the bottle. Okay, so he's going to have access to the liquid. At that point, I'm going to push on this nozzle over here, and wine's going to flow out. The argon gas will enter the bottle, and it will produce a blanket over the wine that will prevent any oxygen molecules from reacting with the molecules within the wine, so we don't have any oxidation of the wine. Okay, and it'll stay intact. As I said, my Chateau Neuf de Pape for 2 years. Okay, now I'm not saying you need to keep your bottles for 2 years. You can have maybe whenever you want, once a week, once every other week, once a month, depending on how expensive the bottle is, how rare it is. Right? When I'm drinking wine with dinner, watching a game, I like to have variety. If I have one glass of one wine, that's it. Then I can go on to another wine, another wine, another wine. I'd rather have 2, 3 different wines in a night than having 3 glasses of the same wine. Okay, I just like the variety, and I like exploring. I always like experimenting. Okay, so let's get some liquid into this glass. So we have them on top. I'm just going to push down, and nice and easy, boom, goes right in. Okay, so now I can see the needle is in the bottle. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to tilt this, and then I'm going to push, and boom, we have gold. Okay, I do short presses. You don't want to just push down and hold it. You'll put too much pressure into the glass, and the glass will break. Okay, so you want small little pumps. So right now you can see that the flow is pretty slow, and that's because I'm using the vintage needle now, which is the narrowest pour. Okay, and I'll do just one more so I can have a good tasting of this wine, see where he's at, see if he's worth purchasing more, see what he goes with. Maybe I want to plan a dinner on the weekend around this guy. Is he going to go nicely with shrimp? Is he going to go with scallops? Is he more of a chicken wine? Okay, and that's it. So you lift him up, pull up, take him out, and he's good to go. Okay, and then what I do is after, you give it a nice little blow, and you wipe off any of the excess liquid, and that's it. Okay, and the cork is naturally going to seal itself. You can see a little bubble of wine over there, and you want to make sure that when you're storing these guys, you're putting them on their sides. Okay, the cork is going to naturally reseal. And he's good to go. Okay, make sure you keep him out of the sunlight, keep him in a nice cool place. If you don't have place in your wine fridge, you can keep him in a garage, anywhere where it's cool. Okay, and he'll stay good for months, depending on how long. As I said, my Chateau Neuf de Pape said okay for a couple of years. Now let's see how this guy is doing on the nose, straight out of the bottle. Oh, quite nice. Lemongrass, gooseberry, typical Sauvignon Blanc coming through. Yeah, apple, lemongrass, smells nice. Smells nice. Okay, let's give this guy a sip and see what's happening with him. There's a nice little, buttery, toasty brioche from that little 20% that they put in the French oak for the fermentation. It's really coming through nicely in this wine. I'm liking the balance between the oak and the stainless steel. It's got a nice mouthfeel too from the Semillon. So the Semillon gives this a little bit more body and a creamier feel in the mouth, a little bit more weight in the mouth. But it's definitely the Sauvignon Blanc that comes through on the palate with the gooseberry, with the lemongrass. Yeah, very nice wine. Definitely a good value. 18 bucks. I'll definitely buy a few bottles of this one. So this wine is definitely going to go nicely with some type of nice seared scallop, maybe a little beurre blanc sauce. Awesome. So maybe think about something over the weekend to do that with. Okay, so thank you, Coravin, for giving me some white wine for tonight. Okay, on to our red. So let's do this, Mr. Darth Vader. Vieni, 2015 Briganti Reserve. So as I said, I picked this up from the winery when we went to visit there. Got a couple of bottles downstairs. Haven't tried it. Very interested to see how it's going to go. And again, he's from Ontario, so you know we're going local. Support the Leafs tonight. And we're also supporting May the 4th be with you. Okay, so what do we know about this guy? Briganti. So this is interesting, right? Because Briganti is a term that they use to refer to a tribe in the north of England. Back in the day when the Roman Empire ruled the land, Briganti was a tribe that revolted against the Roman Empire. So they're kind of thought of as outcasts, as rebels. Okay, and so I kind of guess, well, that makes sense when you look at what's in this wine. Interesting. Okay, so in this wine here, we have two grapes. We have two grapes that you're not really going to find anywhere else in the world, especially when they're put together into one wine. So we have Baco Noir, which we've talked about on the show. Baco Noir is the Henry Pelham Baco Noir, right? Shout out to Henry Pelham for their old vine Baco, 100% Baco. But then there's another grape in this guy that we haven't talked about before on the show, and I don't think many of you have tried this grape out there. And once I say the name of this grape, let me know in the comments below. Have you heard of the grape before? Have you tried this grape before? Okay, I have tried this grape only twice before. I have a couple of bottles of him downstairs, but he's very, very hard to find. He's hard to find as a single varietal, and he's also very hard to find blended into anything. He's just hard to find. And when I first saw the name of this grape, I kind of mispronounced it. I called it Marechal Foch, but it's Marechal Foch. Foch. So this is a mixture of Marechal Foch and Baco Noir. And there's no disclosure on the percent blending in this wine. But they do say that they're using Ontario oak. So that's pretty rare. Okay, that's pretty rare. So this is quite unique to Ontario, right? Very Ontario specific. Ontario oak, Ontario grapes, Foch, and Baco. So yeah, I'm very interested to see how this guy is going to turn out. And again, 2015, so already 7 years in the bottle. Okay, maybe we'll see. Is he value in the glass? Is he worth the drive up to Vieni to go get another bottle of this guy? Again, not expensive at all, 20 bucks, but let's see if he stands up to being $20. So again, not sure what they're using here, right? They could be using plastic, but they're definitely not using a screw cap. So let's take this foil off and see what's underneath the hood of, of Darth Vader. Uh-oh. What do we got? Is that wood or is that plastic? Damn, it's even hard for me to tell. Maestro, you want to take a look? Oh, wood. Okay, gee whiz, man. Needed help of our little light bulb there. Okay, so Mr. Darth Vader, you're good to get penetrated. Okay, let's cleanse this. Let's purge this. Okay, you just want to shoot out any liquid that's in there. And now what we're going to do before we puncture, we're just going to do a quick clean and purge of the system. Okay, so I'm going to do one quick depression of this guy here to get any liquid out so we don't contaminate the bottle. Okay, and then in we go. So he's inside, and then nice. So the Marechal Foch that I've had in the past was 100% Marechal Foch, and it was from Vineland, and it was really, really nice. It was completely unoaked, all stainless steel. It was so dark and deep and dense, nice extraction of fruit, and it was so ripe and smoky, which was very confusing, right? Because there was no oak used at all. So this guy, they don't really say how much time he spent in Ontario oak. And again, they don't disclose the blending of percentage of Foch and Baco. But we'll see. Okay, take them out. So now we got a nice layer of argon gas inside there. This wine is good to stay on its side for, again, anywhere in upwards of a year, no problems. Okay. Sometimes what you notice is once you put the wine on its side, you'll see a little bit of the cork bleeding, right? So a little bit of wine will come out, and that's completely natural. Over a few minutes, the cork will reseal naturally, and you won't have any more wine coming out. So, okay. So now, again, there's a nice blanket of argon on top of the wine. He's protected. So now, you can take a look at this guy. So, in terms of his color, he's kind of ruby. He's a lot different in color from the Maréchal Foch I've had in the past. It was very, very, inky purple. This one is more lighter. Ooh, he's got an interesting nose, that's for sure. Very smoky. I think this guy will open up. He's got quite a bouquet right now, but I think give him time in the glass, he's going to evolve even more. The nose on this guy is something else. I'm going to tell you that. This is kind of like, what is under Darth Vader's mask or cloak. Right? It's very mysterious. Baco Noir, Maréchal Foch. Maestro just corrected me on the pronunciation. I've been saying Foch, but it's Foch. Foch. Maréchal Foch. So red and black fruits, it's weird. You get strawberry and prune. Like, how often do you get strawberry and prune? But then you get smoke and mushroom. And then there's this weird balsamic note going on too. So yeah, it's like this dichotomy of fruits, right? From your red, your strawberry to your prune. And then so you get your fruits, and then you're going down into your earth with a mushroom. And somewhere in here, there's some Ontario oak, but what the heck? I haven't tried anything with Ontario oak before, not to my recollection. He's got this very sweet and savory nose to him. It's very similar to the Baco. Okay, I'm gonna go in for a taste because my mouth is watering as I'm nosing him. It's like this, almost umami-like. It's got very nice acidity, and the tannins are quite minimal. This is awesome with, oh my god, a pizza with smoked sausage and smoked Gouda. I love this. This is really, really good. This is a really, really good value. Very, very food friendly because of that acidity. Completely like mellows out the tannins. Gone. Zip. Man. Velvet glove. Darth Vader's touch. Smooth like velvet. Wow. That's really nice. So really nice surprise. I'm happy with this guy. So this guy is definitely a buy again. So next time we're up on the escarpment and we visit Vieni, we'll be picking up a few bottles of this guy. Very happy with him. A very good price point, and being just under $20. Absolutely. Okay. So yeah, so value in the glass for both these guys. Really happy with that. Thanks, Maestro, for being patient through this tasting here. But again, guys, so the whole reason that we did this is so that we don't have to open our bottles. Okay, we can enjoy, we can taste at leisure with no pressure as to how much we need to drink and is it going to go bad, right? With this tool over here, you're good to experiment to your palate's desire, to your palate's, until your palate is content. Okay, wine and whiskey lovers, time to get down and watch that game. By now, it's pretty late, so hopefully the Leafs are in good shape. But please, tell me, have you seen this guy before? Have you used him before? Okay, do you have any questions about this guy? As I said, I've been using him for over a decade, and it's the same model. Okay, so if you have any questions, please write in the comments below. If you've tried any of these wines, also write in the comments below. Okay, and before we go, I want to wish you value in the glass, and cheers, good luck to the Leafs. Value in the glass.